and I do anything to get likes. First lesson. Hee hee.
Colleen is one of the most widely recognized digital artists to rise through Instagram's art scene. Her rapid growth, highly stylized anime-inspired characters, and strong use of color have earned her millions of followers and a highly engaged audience. However, alongside this popularity, she has also become a polarizing figure. The criticism directed toward her is not based on a single issue, but rather on a combination of artistic preferences, social media dynamics, community expectations, and differing beliefs about what defines good art. One of the most frequently discussed points is the perceived repetition in her work. Critics often argue that many of her characters share similar facial structures, body proportions, and poses. This has led to the common use of the term same face syndrome when discussing her portfolio. From a technical standpoint, some artists believe that variety in facial construction, body types, and gesture is an important sign of strong draftsmanship. When they see a consistent template being reused, they interpret it as a limitation rather than a stylistic choice. Supporters, however, view this consistency as a recognizable visual identity, which is often considered valuable in branding and social media growth. Another major area of debate involves the stylization of anatomy and the frequent use of revealing clothing. Her characters often feature exaggerated proportions, simplified hands and feet, and poses designed to be visually striking at a small screen size. For critics who prioritize academic fundamentals such as accurate anatomy, perspective, and structural drawing, this approach can appear to prioritize visual appeal over technical study. On the other hand, many contemporary digital artists intentionally simplify or stylize anatomy for readability and speed, especially when creating content for fast-scrolling platforms. This reflects a broader philosophical divide between traditional art education values and modern, content-driven workflows. The discussion becomes more complex when popularity is compared with perceived skill level. Some artists feel frustrated that individuals who have spent years studying anatomy, perspective, and classical techniques receive less visibility than artists who focus on stylization and algorithm-friendly presentation. In this context, Colleen becomes a symbol of a larger issue rather than the sole cause of it. Her success is sometimes interpreted as evidence that social media platforms reward content that is eye-catching, high contrast, and emotionally immediate rather than technically rigorous. This creates tension between different definitions of artistic merit, one based on academic fundamentals and another based on audience engagement and visual impact. The role of the Instagram algorithm cannot be ignored in this conversation. Social media platforms prioritize content that retains attention, generates likes, and encourages sharing. Highly saturated colors, strong lighting, appealing character designs, and frequent posting schedules tend to perform well under these conditions. Colleen's consistency and understanding of what works visually on a mobile screen have likely contributed significantly to her growth. For smaller artists who post less frequently or focus on slower, study-based work, this can create a sense of imbalance and lead to comparisons that feel discouraging. In this way, the criticism directed at her is often indirectly a criticism of the platform's reward system. Her online persona has also influenced public perception. Some viewers interpret her motivational posts and confident tone as inspiring, while others perceive them as dismissive toward traditional learning paths. In online environments, short text posts and screenshots are easily taken out of context, which can amplify negative interpretations. As a result, opinions about her personality often become intertwined with opinions about her art, even though the two are separate factors. Another common critique is the idea that her workflow follows a repeatable content formula. Critics claim that her production emphasizes speed, consistency, and engagement rather than deep experimentation or technical studies. This ties into a broader concern among art educators that beginners may attempt to imitate the surface-level style and posting strategy without understanding underlying fundamentals. The worry is that new artists might believe rapid follower growth is equivalent to artistic mastery, which can lead to unrealistic expectations and hinder long-term skill development. However, it is important to acknowledge the positive perspective as well. Many artists admire her discipline, consistency, and ability to build a recognizable brand. Her work demonstrates an understanding of color harmony, shape language, and visual hierarchy that resonates strongly with online audiences. For beginners, her style can feel accessible and motivating because it shows that one does not need to master every academic principle before sharing art publicly. In this sense, she lowers the psychological barrier to entry for many new digital artists. Furthermore, the existence of both strong criticism and strong support highlights a fundamental shift in the art world. Historically, artistic success was often measured through institutions such as galleries, schools, and professional studios. In contrast, modern digital platforms measure success through visibility, engagement, and audience connection. Colleen's career exists within this newer system, where branding, consistency, and visual clarity are as important as technical precision. The tension surrounding her reflects the ongoing transition between these two value systems. It is also worth noting that stylistic repetition and simplified anatomy are not unique to one artist. Many successful illustrators develop a signature look that becomes their professional identity. In commercial contexts such as character design, animation, and web content, consistency can be more valuable than anatomical variation. Therefore, what some critics interpret as a weakness may function as a strategic choice within a social media environment. In conclusion, the dislike toward Colleen is not simply about her artwork, but about broader debates within the digital art community. These include the relationship between fundamentals and stylization, the influence of algorithms on artistic visibility, the comparison culture created by follower counts, and differing definitions of artistic success. At the same time, her popularity demonstrates the effectiveness of consistency, strong visual branding, and an understanding of platform dynamics. The discussion surrounding her ultimately reveals more about the changing nature of the online art world than about any single artist.